Help with something. I'd like you to be praying for me and 3 teams in our church that are starting up and be going about their business in the coming weeks and months. And it all revolves around some changes that we're going to be having in our staffing situation. Last week, you heard that Pastor Steph would be concluding her time with us on June 15th. And Steph has a dual role in the church. Part of her time is as youth pastor in the church, and part of her time is as an administration person in our office. Also, many of you are probably likely aware that Pastor Justine is going to be having a child. She and her husband Byron are pregnant, and we're excited about that. And she is going to be giving birth mid-summer and going on maternity leave. Now, Pastor Justine also has a dual role in our church. She works with our children and families as well as with our young adults. And when all of this started to shake out, she and I had a conversation a little while ago, and she talked to me and we talked with each other. And she said to me she senses that it would be time, and she felt it would be appropriate for her to step out of her young adults role when her maternity leave begins in the middle of the summer. And that when she returns from maternity leave, she'll just work part-time in our children/family area. So it all sounds rather complicated, and it is a little bit. But in speaking with our board of elders, the team of individuals that give leadership in our church, and as we talked through this situation and prayed through this situation, they authorized me to go ahead and begin a search for a full-time youth and young adults pastor, as well as a part-time admin person and part-time person to fulfill Justine's maternity leave with our children. So I have been spending time on that, and I'm going to be forming up 3 search teams that help me with this process as I'm charged with the hiring of these people. And so I'm inviting you to pray with me and for those search teams. We believe God has people for these positions. And as Pastor Brian often will say, there's no surprises with God. And so we're trusting him. We will ask many people many questions in this process. But there's really only one question that matters. And that's this: God, what would you have us do? So we invite you to pray that we will listen carefully to the voice of Jesus, that the people that we will look to hire will hear his voice as well, and that as we move into this time of transition, one of the incredible blessings in this church is the longevity of our staff. This doesn't happen very often in churches. And so we've been incredibly blessed. But we're having some changes coming. So I invite you to pray with me as myself and these teams are working on this.